Thanks for joining us for the news at 5. I'm Dawn Baker.
And I'm Mike Seelam. The woman police say is the prime suspect in the death of her 20-month-old boy appeared in Chatham County Court today. It was about the custody of her other 2 children.
WTOC was the only news station in the hearing. Our Shay Schrader was in the courtroom.
The grandfather of one of Leilani Simon's other children drove 4 hours to be at today's hearing, saying it's incredibly important to him to support his grandchild. He says the safety of that grandchild is at the top of his mind, knowing that the child's mother is the suspect in the death of one of her other children. Leilani Simon arrived to the Chatham County Juvenile Courthouse today wearing a face mask and a dress and took a seat next to her lawyer. On the other side of the bench was her mother, Billy Howell, who had custody of Quentin before he disappeared and still has custody of Leilani's oldest child. The 2 sat with their lawyers between them and didn't have much interaction. There were roughly 10 other family members in the courtroom today. There were also a lot of police both in the courtroom and outside of it. WTOC was the only news outlet at today's hearing. We requested to have a camera in the courtroom, but that request was denied. Judge Thomas Cole said it was to protect the privacy and safety of the children involved. The courtroom was also sealed from the public, and we had to leave before the bulk of the hearing started. The people that were allowed to stay in the courtroom also weren't allowed to tell us anything regarding the case because they're under a gag order. To be clear, today's hearing wasn't a criminal matter. It was pertaining to the custody of Leilani Simon's other 2 children, Quentin's siblings. We do know that legally, hearings like today's have to happen 3 days after an emergency order to remove a child from a home or DFACS requesting a child be removed from a home. We did ask for any records pertaining to today's hearings, but were denied because the hearings were closed to the public. Leilani Simon is the only suspect in the disappearance and presumed death of Quentin Simon, though she hasn't been charged with anything. I did reach out to the Chatham County Police Department to see if they had any updates in the search for Quentin Simon, and they told me they didn't have anything to share. Reporting in Chatham County, Shay Schrader, WTOC News.
WTOC has been following this case very closely. To take a look at all of the past stories we've covered and read up on the latest on the investigation, you can head on over to our website, WTOC.com. Just look for the Quentin Simon tab under the news section.